channel, or welcome back if you have been here before. My name is Desiree and I'm the owner and creator behind The Handmade Mom, where I create mom and positivity focused items. Now in this week's video, I am going to be unboxing, setting up, and playing with the XTool M1 laser cutter, laser engraver, and vinyl cutter machine all in one. I'm super duper excited about it, but if you did not watch last week's video, make sure you go check out that video. I will link it either somewhere here or down in the description. In that video, I basically was getting ready to set up this machine, cleaning up my craft room and making space for it. So be sure to go check out that video and then come on back and watch this one. Now, first I need to say, this machine was not sent to me by XTool. This is not a sponsored video. I did not receive this as a gift or for free. I did purchase this machine on my own, so everything that I say is my true and honest opinion about the machine. Now, I am super duper excited about this machine. I've been wanting something like this for a really long time and finally went for it. Well, my husband went for it for me. So I am going to be setting it up and playing with it and seeing how that goes. I have a lot of ideas and a lot of plans for what I want to do with it for my small business to help myself grow. But first we got to see if we can actually use it. So if you are interested to see how this machine is set up and the ease of it and how you use it and all of that stuff. Now keep in mind, I'm not going to go into great detail and I'm not an expert in laser engraving machines and all the fun, cool, fancy stuff you can do, but this is just a basic introduction and into setting up this machine. So if you are interested in that, be sure to continue on watching. Okay, so as you can see, we are unpacking everything here and everything is really nicely packed into this box. Everything has a perfectly fitted slot and it's nice and snug in there. So that was really awesome to see. Now we are going to start putting it together. Okay, so the riser base is set up for the most part. Now we need to open up the actual machine and put it on so we can finish assembling the base, I guess, because it has to be attached to the machine itself. So that is next. Okay, so I was really hoping that I'd be able to do this on my own, but I am not gonna be able to get this box out by myself, so I have to wait for my husband to get home from the gym and then have him help me take it up. All right, so there's some extra things that come in this box. As you can see, we have a couple of cutting mats, and then we also have some riser blocks and rotary accessory kit. And then this one here is the actual rotary tool. This is for engraving on round items, which I won't be doing in today's video. And then we also have the premium materials box. There is more things that come inside the machine, but this is just what was as soon as we opened the box.
I talk about you to everybody that I know, now they all love you, 'cause you are the one.
Okay, now inside the machine, there was more items in there. There was this user manual, and then there is a standard set of test materials that they give you. This is some blades for the cutting tool, the ventilation tube, then we have some lubricant here for the machine, and then we have the power supply, the ring to hold on the ventilation tube to the adapter, and this is the adapter that attaches to the back of the machine. Everything inside the machine was also really well packed, so it had some other accessories in there, like these triangle prisms for raising your pieces for laser cutting, and then 2 more cutting mats as well.
I let it all go. My inhibitions fall away. I'm letting you stay. 'Cause I know that you'll stay for life. Everything's now upside.
Okay, I know it's kind of hard to tell what I'm doing, but I'm actually unscrewing the base of the machine because it needs to be moved to the bottom of the riser.
Falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. I surrender. Great pretender. Before I met you, who was I? Now you're my center. I surrender. I built walls on the land, then I left, then I manned. All it took was a look, crumbling the earth shook. Yeah, I surrender. Falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. Throw my hands up in the air. Yeah, I surrender.
So the riser base and the honeycomb tray came with these 4 really strong magnets that are used for holding down your pieces and keeping them in place while you laser cut or laser engrave.
I surrender. Falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. I surrender.
Okay, so it's been a few days since I updated you guys or worked on this XTool M1 machine and installing it. I had a few orders that I had to work on, and I had some stuff around the house that I needed to do. So I put that on pause, and now they're done. So we can work on installing this laser machine again. So far, it's been pretty simple, straightforward, and easy to follow the instructions. Hopefully it continues that way, and I'm not too sure how much I have left. I know I'm at the part where I need to install the ventilation tube, so hopefully that's not too bad, and then we can start playing with it. So let's continue on.
I talk about you to everybody that I know. Now they all love you. 'Cause you are the one who lit a fire. The way I walk, the way I talk, you lift me higher. How did you flip my entire life? Everything's now upside down. I was alone in this town. Thought that I had it all planned, but I finally understand. Surrender. Falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. I surrender. The great pretender. Before I met you, who was I? Now you're my center. I surrender. I built walls on the land, then I left, then I manned. All it took was a look, crumbling the earth shook. Yeah, I surrender. Falling on my knees, you pick me up so tender. Throw my hands up in the air. Yeah, I adore you. There's not a single thing that I wouldn't do for you. That's how much I trust you. I let it all go. My inhibitions fall away. I'm letting you stay. 'Cause I know that you'll stay for life. Everything's now upside down. I was alone in this town. Thought that I had it all planned, but I finally understand. Surrender. Falling on my knees, you pick.
All right, so this is what I just installed, which is these tracks for the airflow tube, which basically will just keep the tube out of the way of the machine and still allow it to move freely. Okay, so as I'm editing, I'm realizing that it's really difficult to see what I'm doing, so I am just going to explain it to you. I am pretty much installing the tube through the track that I just recently showed you guys, and from there I just run it down the corner, this front corner area that comes out of the bottom of the machine, and then I can feed it through the hole at the top of the riser. Okay, so here is what I was just telling you guys about. The airflow tube is coming up from the bottom of the laser home runs along this track here and then comes down this track. From there, it runs down this corner and out this hole at the top of the riser. Okay, so the M1 machine is hooked up, ready to go. The Air Assist is attached to that, and the software program is downloaded on my computer, ready to go. So I have not messed with any of it yet. We are going to do that tonight. I think I want to try and do laser engraving first and then do the laser cutting. So let's see how that goes. Okay, so I figured before we start messing with the machine, I would show you guys what all this came with. It comes with the rotary attachment, the accessories for that, and the risers. So this is for like if you're making tumblers or any kind of round object, you would use that. I am not using that today, but I will eventually. So it standardly comes with this dog tag, a piece of leather. We've got some vinyl. We have a sheet of sticker paper and a 3mm sheet of basswood. Now the machine that I got, which I will have it linked below in the description, it did include a premium package of different materials to test things with. So that's what we're opening up now, which this is a little pamphlet that has a list of everything that comes in the box and some recommended settings to laser cut or engrave on them. So first off, we have this pack of wooden tags. Then we have this canvas bag. And here is just a variety of different pieces, which I will open up and show you what it comes with. So we've got a couple of different pieces of wood, which are all 3mm thickness. Then we have some plastic sheets in a few different colors. And then finally, it comes with some craft paper. Okay, now in this next package here, we have some more fun stuff. As you can see, we have some, I think these are pieces for the dog tags. But there's 4 additional dog tags. It also comes with this necklace that has a pendant, and I think it's a ring that are on there, which is kind of cool. Then we have this business card holder, which all that white is just plastic that peels right off. Then you have a set of wooden coasters. This is a phone stand, I believe. These next ones were actually really cool. They are some metal cards, like thin metal cards. So it might be cool to make like a business card with instead of having the paper ones. Not obviously to hand out because there's a limited quantity and I'm sure they're pricey, but it might be something cool. Anyways, next up we have these stone coasters. There's a few more sheets of leather and a big pack of more sticker paper. Now this one, I'm not exactly sure what it's used for. It's called a laser marking colored paper. It says it's supposed to be for ceramics, mirrors, and transparent glass. So I'm not too sure. But anyways, there is also a pack of heat transfer vinyl as well as adhesive vinyl. Okay, so we did a first test of engraving on metal, and initially it is not hot to the touch when you first take it out. I thought it might be a little bit warm, but it is not hot at all. So as you can see here, it did not laser engrave in the correct spot. It was too low. I thought maybe it was some settings that I had, so I played with a few settings and redid it for the second tag, and unfortunately it still did not laser engrave very well on this one. It's still a little too low. It's better than the first one, but not where it should be, and the engraving on the actual text is pretty splotchy for some reason. So yeah, I'm not sure. I decided to try a button called, I think it was reframing or framing, and it basically shows you where it's supposed to be engraving within, and it was right where it's supposed to be. So I thought maybe that would fix the problem, but it did not, unfortunately. It was still in the same spot. It was still too low, and the engraving of the actual letters was almost non-existent.
I talk about you to everybody that I know, now they all love you, 'cause you are the one.
Okay, so we just did a test on laser cutting some wood. This is the 3mm basswood that it came with the materials kit, and as you can see, it came out very, very cleanly. We're pulling out the main piece here, and that also came out really clearly. The back looks really nice and clean, which is a result of the airflow machine. You can just see that those little details of the front paws and the tail and all of that came out really nice. This one eye did not come out, but it was just holding on by a little piece of wood. So I just popped that and it came out super easy. Everything else came out very nicely. Finally, we're doing a test of laser engraving and laser cutting at the same time on a piece of wood, and the results came out really pretty. All right, y'all, so we are now at the end of the video, and I wanted to come on and give you guys my final thoughts on the XTool M1 machine. So first off, setup. So easy. It was absolutely easy to set this machine up. The machine itself was just a couple of things that needed to be attached to the back for ventilation purposes, and then that was pretty much it. You just plug it in and you're good to go. The riser base was also very, very simple. Setting up the sides, putting in the safety glass, and then I had to remove the base from the machine itself and move it to the bottom. Very easy. I think it was 4 screws. So that was pretty straightforward. Then the airflow machine, that was the next thing that I did, and honestly that had a little bit more to it, but that wasn't even that bad either. I did have to flip my machine around, which I was nervous for, but it was totally fine. Just took out a couple pieces from where the laser sits, the home for the laser, and replaced them with some other ones that would be compatible with the airflow machine, and then we were good to go. So yeah, in total it took me a few days to do, but honestly that was because I had other things going on at home that I had to take care of. I had orders that I needed to do, so I had to prioritize those before I could finish this machine. So that's why it took me a few days. But honestly, if I took all that time and really just did it in one go for all 3 pieces, probably 20 to 30 minutes at most. It really was not that bad, and the instructions themselves were fairly straightforward to follow. So yeah, I really like that part of it. Now, as far as making goes, the laser engraving on metal was the first thing that I tried, and as you guys saw, it did not quite work out as I was hoping. For some reason, as you can see, it's not centered. I tried it a couple of times, and for some reason, didn't center. I tried adjusting a couple of things in the program, and I don't know what happened. The second time, I was not able to get a good engraving on this one, and the second try on this one was even worse. So yeah, I am definitely have to do some research on that. I should probably mention I did not do research on like methods of cutting different materials or best practices and things like that. I just kind of went for it and used the instructions that were given with the materials box, which that little booklet had the breakdown of what it recommended that you use for settings for the different materials. So I'm not sure. I used the settings and did not work out very well for this. So definitely gonna have to play with that because I did have a lot of ideas for laser engraving on metal. So yeah, but now laser engraving and laser cutting on wood, on the other hand, was great. I don't have the line cut out with me right in front of me, so sorry, but that came out really, really cute. I'm super excited about that. The airflow machine worked wonderfully. So the main point of the airflow machine is it basically blows the air to where the laser is either cutting or engraving. So that way any pieces that are basically flying off or any like burns that are coming out are being blown away from where it's being worked on. Because then what you get is, I can't remember the technical term for it, but basically it just looks like a burn blowout thing. Like you can kind of see like it's like if it was on this edge here, it would have like sprayed and it would have been like just a little bit dark. Not anything crazy, but it just gives it a more clean look with the airflow machine because it pushes that away. So yeah, there is that. So on the back of the lion, came out super clean, super nice. As you saw, it cut out really tiny details for the hands and the tail and all of that, and it did great. The second thing that I did was this piece here where it laser engraved and then laser cut. I am super obsessed with this. I think it is so flipping cute. And it did really, 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 really well. I love the color of the engraving. The names were really, really fine, as you can see. And even like the little, where's it at? The little tittle on the eye looks really nice. So yeah, super impressed by this. And honestly, I have a few ideas now for wood laser cut and laser engraving that I want to add to my small business, and I'm excited for it now. So overall, not too bad. The system, the program was very user-friendly. I had seen in other places that it was very similar to like a Cricut design space type of feel, and that I can vouch is true. It has a very similar feel to Cricut design space and very user-friendly setup. So yeah, I will say one thing is, and I don't know if it's because I have the riser base or what, when it was laser engraving on metal, did not smell anything, did not see any fumes or anything like that. Same thing with laser engraving on the wood. Now when it laser cut, that was different. I could smell it a little bit more in my room. Granted, I did have the window open, so don't worry there. I had the window open, the ventilation tube was out as far as it could go, but it just had a little bit of a smell of like fireworks, like after you've burned fireworks. But my husband and I are actually going to be setting up a whole system for trying to help alleviate that smell. It wasn't anything overpowering. It was nothing that could be smelt outside of the room. And after a little bit with the window open and kind of circulation going through this room, the smell was gone fairly quickly. So that was the only thing, but otherwise, once we get a solution to that, then it'll be totally fine. So yeah, overall, I really, really like this XTool M1 machine, and I am super excited to try it out and see what I can add to my small business. So if you guys want to see more of these kinds of videos, or if you want to see what other things that I make and add to my small business down the line and in the future, then please hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification so that way when I upload those videos, you will be made aware that I have done so. I appreciate you guys so much for watching this video. I know it was a little bit longer than my usual videos, but there was a lot to cover and a lot to go over with this machine. So I hope it was helpful, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye, y'all.